This is KCR, the sound of state.
Let me tell you something. New York is the greatest city in the world. My city. I was a kid in these streets, and I made it to the top. I made my bones doing a piece of work for Don Carlo Gambino. Like that, I became a made man.
Dad, I'm thinking maybe take a year off. You want to hang out with me?
Do you know what you're doing to this family?
I will build something that nobody can destroy.
Salute.
Paul Castellano was a fish in the desert. I never respected Paul.
You killed the boss's boss. You would bring down hellfire.
There is no choice.
And that was the trailer for Gotti, starring John Travolta. And I have a very special show today on Mainstage Mavericks. I have two very, very, very good friends of mine on the show. Hello, Holden Lay and Summer Newton.
Hi. What's up?
Thank you
for having us.
So, when did you first hear about this movie, Holden?
I gotta say, months ago, and I've been anticipating it ever since. I was told that John Travolta was coming back, and this was supposed to be like his comeback film.
Yeah.
Like this was gonna revive his career supposedly, and I mean obviously that didn't happen, but I've been anticipating it for a while.
So we all decided when we heard about this movie and it was released in theaters, maybe about a week later, we heard about it got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, so we had to go see it. And we knew it was going to be funny, but, you know, in a way where, oh, it's so bad, it's good. And so we all bought tickets. We went to Edward San Marcos last Thursday, was it? Yeah, last Thursday.
9:50 p.m.
9:50 p.m., y'all.
Yeah, we drove all the way out there, and we watched Gotti unfold on the big screen.
An hour and 55 minutes.
An hour and 55 minutes.
We were the only people in the theater. It was wild. We were screaming. The poor lady that was checking the theater was checking to see if no one was in there, but she saw there were people in there, so she couldn't go
come in at
home.
the start of the movie, and if there's no one there, they just don't show it.
Yeah.
And she saw us and was like, oh.
Yeah, she came in, and we were all just eating popcorn, sitting in like the third row, and just chilling and enjoying the movie. So why? Let's talk about John Travolta for a second.
Oh.
This is a guy who
beautiful
was in
man, Scientologist.
the boy in the plastic bubble, Saturday Night Fever, Pulp Fiction, Look Who's Talking, Look Who's Talking 2.
He was in Look Who's Talking.
There's a sequel to Look Who's Talking.
Yeah, Look Who's Talking 2. TOO.
Isn't Kirstie Alley in it? Wait, they're both Scientologists.
Yes, they're both Scientologists, and they both are in a movie about talking babies.
This conspiracy goes deep.
Right, entirely. Holden, Summer, why don't you guys move a little closer to your mics?
Why don't I?
Hey guys,
perfect.
welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Okay, all right. So anyway, we would like to open the floor for a discussion. If you would like to be on our program, please call 619-594-6982. That's 619-594-6982. Please call in if you too would like to discuss John Travolta and Gotti. Make sure not to curse on air because we do have to pay fines.
Also, need to give a shout out to my Bachelorette squad. Our Bachelorette squad.
Think you have to do that.
No, they're forcing us. Shout out to Izzy, Sophia, Ryan, Miles.
A little bit of context for our viewers. So we watch The Bachelorette every Monday.
Oh my God, Miles is literally calling it.
Okay,
it's literally Miles.
All right, we have a call. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, you're on Mainstage Mavericks.
Hi. Yes, I'm on Mainstage Mavericks. This is Carson Piccadilly.
Oh my God, Carson Daly, I love you.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Okay, I'm sorry. One point I have is I think this was John Travolta's comeback film. I think he hasn't aged a day since Saturday Night Fever, and I think he's making a great comeback.
I agree, but I don't think this was the right move for him to make at this time, especially a movie that is about the mafia, glorifying the mob, also made by the mob.
Yeah, his son was like a consultant
Okay,
on the movie.
Okay, wait, this movie was actually made by the mob?
Well, yeah.
Miles, if you would have gone, you would have known.
John Gotti Jr. helped fund the film and get it produced.
It was like pro-mob.
Yeah, so it was funded by mob money, in a way.
Oh, okay, I actually didn't know that.
Well, thank you, Carson Dick Dilly.
I think it was Piccadilly.
Piccadilly?
Yeah.
All right.
Hang up.
All right, thanks for having me.
Hang up.
Of course. Have a good day.
I can't see you later. See ya, Bachelorette.
Well, yeah. So you got that. A lot of people write off John Travolta, though. Even though I think he's a great actor, I just think for this movie he got a lot of bad direction. What do you think, Summer?
John Travolta's just like funny to me.
He's just
someone
funny.
else is calling.
Oh, we got another caller.
Oh my god.
Hey, you're on Mainstage Mavericks.
Hi.
Oh my god, hi Sophia
Hi,
Garland.
Sophia Garland.
You guys are supposed to
How are
play
you guys?
dumb. We're doing
Oh,
well.
who is this?
Who is this?
Who is this? Is this Carson
This is
Piccadilly
Sophia
again?
Gartland.
Oh, this is Sophia Gartland. Hello, Sophia.
Don't know the
Hi.
name.
Kind of peeved I wasn't invited to this movie night, but I'm loving
up,
your guys'
hang up.
opinions.
Thank you so much. Are you influenced to see Gotti in theaters?
You know what? I was a big fan of The Room, which was one of those, it's so bad you have to see it. And from what you're saying, I'm really excited to see this movie.
I don't think it's in theaters anymore. I mean, if it's still in theaters, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
We had to
it was-
drive 50
know what?
minutes.
We drove 50
I bet I can
minutes.
find it online somewhere.
Oh, you're gonna find it online in like a Chinese, like download piracy
Shanghai
website.
Megaplex.
You know
I
what?
thought you meant like a
And-
Chinese thief.
I'll watch it on an Any-Race website.
Okay, perfect. That sounds really good. I love. I'm not going to endorse piracy on the air because I don't want it led back to me. But you do you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm really excited. Love
Thank-
John Travolta. Love Hairspray.
We do too.
Hairspray? Oh yeah, he was. I forgot he
no.
was in Hairspray.
Oh my
We're gonna
god.
talk right about Hairspray, but thank you so much, Sophia.
All right.
See ya,
you guys
Bachelorette,
tonight.
sweetie.
See ya. And yes, that was another caller, Sophia Gartland. Let's talk about Hairspray for a second.
Honestly, loved the movie. Like I actually loved the Hairspray movie.
It was a good movie.
It was like fun. Like it's not a movie that's like I need to watch it, but like when you watch it, it's kind of like, oh, this is a fun movie.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the play. Or,
Are
like,
you
listened to the music
serious?
either. I know, like
Wow.
Good Morning Baltimore. Like that thing.
It's a good movie.
Also the girl who was Nikki
Nikki Blonsky?
Nikki Blonsky like is the actress Tracy. The girl who played Tracy actually is like really has a good singer. And
Tracy
she played,
Turnbull is her name.
She
Yeah.
played the role well, but like she literally hasn't been in anything else. And I follow her on Twitter. And literally, all she would do is like, "Hey, at Zac Efron, it's me. I was Tracy in Hairspray. Do you remember me?"
Aw.
That's literally what she tweets at
that's so
celebrities. I'm
sad.
like, "Oh, babe."
That's horrible.
But I love her because she was fat, and I am too.
So Christopher Walken was in that movie.
Yeah.
What?
As
He
what?
was
He was the dad.
Like John
I haven't
Travolta was
seen the movie.
John Travolta was in drag as a woman, and then
Unbelievable.
Christopher Walken
Christopher
was
was like his husband.
It's
His
like
yeah.
David Duchovny doing drag for Twin Peaks.
David Duchovny?
Yeah, he does drag.
Yeah.
He in Twin Peaks?
Yes.
Like
I'm
very
gonna be honest
well.
with you. I haven't seen Twin Peaks.
How dare you?
I know, right? David Lynch and I don't know. Is it time? Is it time for us to cross our
Yeah.
paths again?
Okay,
Wait,
guys.
I think
none
it
of it
is.
will make
Let's start
sense.
talking about Gotti. I have notes.
You have notes? Okay, share your notes with Gotti then.
So let's first of all, I want to talk about the opening scene where we open with John Travolta on a bridge in New York.
The Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, someone's calling
for
in.
God's
Someone's
sake.
calling, so
How
we
many
must,
of these are we
we
gonna
must
take?
pick up the phone. Hello, you're on the air on Mainstage Mavericks. This is Phillip.
Hi, Phillip. This is Julie. And hi, Holden and Summer.
Oh, yeah, Julie Bear.
I'm listening to your show, and I'm really enjoying it. I just want to tell you how much I love John Travolta.
Oh my god.
And he's just so awesome in Grease. He was fantastic.
We love Grease.
And, Phillip, like, when you were in Footloose, being the preacher, you just reminded me so much of John Travolta.
Is that a compliment?
Sure, absolutely, it's a compliment.
I'm going to take it as a compliment. Thank you so much, Julie. I really appreciate that. Oh, we love John Travolta
We
here.
do.
But I haven't seen Gotti yet, so I can't comment on that. I'm
think
sorry,
you're not
but
missing
I'm a
much.
big John Travolta
No,
fan,
he is.
going all the way back.
Well, so get this. He's playing John Gotti, and then his wife in real life, Kelly Preston, is...
Yeah, Kelly Preston.
Yeah, she's Mrs. Gotti.
You're kidding. I didn't even know that, and I saw the movie.
Yeah,
turn your radio off.
craziness.
Now, what has Kelly Preston been in?
Kelly Preston, she was in Jerry Maguire. She was
Yeah.
like... Yeah, and she's been in a string of movies.
I've never heard of her.
She doesn't act that much
How
anymore.
dare you? I
No,
love
but
her.
back in the 80s, she had really big curly hair.
Yeah, she was in a lot of like raunchy teen films in the
Yes.
80s. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
They both have had a very varied career and both prominent in the entertainment industry. I do say so myself.
Well, love your show.
Thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Bye, Uli. You know, I don't want to interrupt you here, but I think John Travolta's an awful actor, and I don't think he's ever been good. No, let me explain. No, so
Holden.
I love Pulp Fiction. I think if you say something bad about John Travolta, most people will jump to, like, defending his performance in Pulp Fiction. But, like, Pulp Fiction at its heart is, like, a campy film. So John Travolta's performance works because it's like he doesn't need to be, an Oscar winner for this film.
The thing about Pulp Fiction is that, this might be controversial with me saying this, but I don't think it's Tarantino's best film.
Oh, it's definitely not.
Like, I think he's got better films, but I remember, like, because when I first got into Tarantino, I saw Reservoir Dogs, I saw the Kill Bill movies, and everyone was like, oh, have you seen Pulp Fiction yet? And so I eventually got around to watching Pulp Fiction, and I guess it was so overhyped for me that I was just like, okay, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was great because I love Tarantino, but at the same time, I enjoy other films.
Well, what is your
Kill
favorite?
Bill's like my favorite Tarantino movie.
I can see
love
the
them
case
both.
for Kill Bill.
I love Kill Bill. I also love Inglourious Bastards.
I might have to say Reservoir Dogs or Inglourious Bastards or Hateful Eight. Maybe.
I love Hateful Eight, and I think it could have been shorter though. Like I
Yeah.
like
No, I know
the
exactly what
return
you
to
mean.
like this like 2-part intermission in the movie theater type thing.
Only in the 70mm showings.
Yeah.
though. Yeah. But yeah, it was Hateful Eight was just like a slow burn. It was like a play, when
Yeah.
you watch it. Because like I can't wait for them to make like a Reservoir Dogs or like a Hateful Eight play. That would be cool.
That wasn't Julie Bear. That was Ryan's mom.
Aww.
Oh,
Oh wait, is Julie Bear? No, it was
that
Ryan's
wasn't
mom?
Julie Bear.
Oh my
That's
God!
what
Why were
Ryan
we saying
said.
Julie Bear?
I don't know. That's who when you said Julie Bear, and I was like, oh, hi, Julie Bear.
Sorry. If you're
Oh
still
my God!
listening,
We
we're sorry.
apologize
We
so
apologize.
much. I'm so sorry. Oh my! They
you,
do
Julie
sound
Watts.
similar on the phone though.
I don't know what Julie Bear sounds
I don't know
like.
is that Rachel Bear?
That's
Yeah.
Rachel Bear's mom.
I don't know.
This has just become such an this episode's just an inside joke.
We're gonna
oh my God.
We're gonna see Ryan's mom at Bachelorette.
Right,
I'm
this is-
so sorry.
Anyway, so if you want to call in, once again, it's
We need to finish
619-594.
what?
Okay, well, what are more of your notes then?
Yeah, turn your ringer off. Everyone's saying turn
My
your ringer
ringer
off.
is off.
Someone's
it has literally
ringer's
been
on.
off the whole
Oh,
time.
it's Philip's
that was mine.
ringer.
That was my
Unbelievable.
ringer.
Everyone yell at
The
Philip.
host.
This is a disaster.
Everyone's yelling at you,
this is such a... Okay,
Okay.
Summer,
It's not
what are your...
upset.
So let's talk about my first point. John Travolta opening shot narrating the movie. Him on a bench with a cigarette, leaning over the bridge. Discuss our own thoughts. We sat down in the theater, eating our popcorn. The trailer's finished. Then it just opens to John Travolta. What did he say? He
turns.
swore?
No, I got this.
Okay.
He turns around at the camera. He says, "New York is my city. I grew up as a kid in these streets in the gutter, and now I run it. Let me tell you how."
And then
the
it
movie
cuts
starts.
to Pitbull.
It's almost like they made a list of every single mafia movie cliche,
Yes.
and they're like, how can we fit it into this one movie?
So, one thing that I wish Gotti did, like, yes, Travolta did, like, kind of narrate the film. I just wish that every time he would be narrating, they just cut to the shot of him on the bridge.
And the fact that it ended too with him on the bridge.
We
and
can't discuss that yet. That's the best part. I have to wait till the end.
I think we could say it now.
Fine.
We
We have to say the line together. At the end of the film, the whole film is done.
I'm not saying it with.
The
I'm
spoiler.
not saying it with you either, Summer.
Just say it. Just say it.
No,
say
I
it.
don't. Holden needs to
Okay,
start
fine,
it because
fine.
then I'll know
He
it.
looks at the camera. He says, "Let me tell you something.
Something.
You'll never see another guy like me if you live to be 5,000."
And then he walks off, and then the movie ends.
And he dies
And
before that too. So
and
it's
he
like
plays.
what?
And here's my next point: the movie took place. The entire first the entire first quarter. Not
Was-
even
was in the-
3/4 of the movie.
It was in the
took
70s and
place
80s.
Took place in the 70s and 80s. The soundtrack included of 5 different Pitbull songs, and there was a scene, the best scene in the movie. They were out. They were celebrating the 4th of July.
The block party.
Celebrating a block party. It was 1984. Pitbull music. It wasn't even like Pitbull song was in the background of like just to be like, oh, there's music in the scene. They made it seem like they were playing pit
No,
bull
it
out
was
of
definitely,
speakers.
like, canon
Like, it was
happening in the
canon
scene.
in the movie. Cops came up to them like, Gotti, you gotta turn all these people around. He goes, I live here. I've been doing this for 20 years, and you're making me change it now. Everyone party! And then
everybody goes,
was,
"Wow!"
And then they turn up the pit bull music.
And they're all like staring up at
And
the
it was
sky.
1984, and they used stock
I
footage of
swear to
fireworks.
God they did.
They used stock footage of fireworks. Cuts back to them looking in the sky like, woo, playing like, don't stop the party. And then they look at it's stock footage of fireworks.
I feel like my biggest gripe with Gotti
Okay,
is...
Sophia just sent me a text saying
This-
Summer,
Okay,
remember?
that is not relevant right now.
Okay.
This is not a. This is a radio show.
The least...
Sorry, Sophia.
The like... It was completely substanceless. Like, if you think The Room has no plot, like, you have not seen Gotti yet. I feel like it was like snippets from his life,
This is like a highlight reel of Gotti
Right?
done poorly well.
but with nothing to tie together. It's like, the points are, he joins the mob. It keeps confusingly cutting back between him in prison with cancer, talking to his son, and like shots of him
Great
rising
makeup,
up in the mob.
I will say that.
Actually, he looked old, yeah.
Yeah, he had really good
he
makeup
walked
on.
in and we were like, oh,
That's
wish
Travolta.
that
We
was
didn't know it was
And then
Travolta.
he sat
Yeah.
in the light and we were like, that's Travolta!
But like his son dies, and they're like, it's like literally
No,
5
okay,
minutes later, he's
so-
like, honey, we have 4 sons.
This is... we need to discuss
We have
that.
4 sons.
So, basically, he has like 23 kids in this movie. No, he has 5 kids. He has like
He has
2 sons. He has 3 sons and like 2 girls.
Yeah.
One of his sons is just biking in the street, and there's a car going 5 miles an hour
And
down
guess
a
what?
residential
Guess
road.
what? The car hits the kid somehow.
Literally,
and then-
it's going 5 miles an hour. The kid's just biking, and the kid dies.
Honestly, the fact that he did hit the kid and kill him, it was obviously a murder. Like,
It
can we
was
agree with
so
that?
funny.
Yeah, it was obviously like a hit from another mob because there was no way he didn't see that kid, and there's no way
Literally,
that he would have stopped in time.
It was the car was going 5 miles an hour, and they were trying to make it like really over dramatic. Like, is he gonna hit the kid?
Yeah.
Is something gonna happen? The kid was like biking in the street,
So
and then touched him.
in like an under 10-minute span, one of his sons dies. They have a funeral, and then his wife is, asleep, and she's in mourning, of course. And it's probably been like, I want to say it's been about like a day later.
Yeah.
And he barges into their bedroom, rips open the curtains, and he's like, "Baby, we got 4 other children. We don't need to do this right now. Come on,
like,
get up."
She's like popping pills, and she's like, "I can't do it." And she goes, "Gotti, I
Yeah,
can't
the
do it."
mascara's all over her face, and she's like,
calls
"Gotti,
her
you're not
husband-
providing."
She calls her husband Gotti by his last name. She goes, "Gotti,
Well-
I can't do this."
or daddy or something.
No, she says Gotti.
She says, "Gotti."
But after that, he has the guy that hit his son killed. Like, he organizes a mob hit
Oh
on
my
him.
god, that
He
was
doesn't though.
a
There
really
was someone
good
else that
scene.
did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did it for him.
But he had a hand in
he
it, for sure.
implied that, like, listen, guys, I'd really like for you to go out and like get this guy.
But what I don't get is, like, this movie is supposedly like a sympathetic portrayal of Gotti, but then he kills like a dude. Just a straight up
Here's-
innocent. I guess not
Okay.
innocent. I mean, he did clearly
That
murder
was honestly
that kid.
my favorite part of the film. This was my
he was a
favorite
blind
part.
driver. There was no way you didn't see that kid.
My favorite part. So Gotti gets arrested like 47 times in this movie. And then he just keeps going in and out of prison. The best part. So he's going to prison. He's like going to get his teeth cleaned at his dentist. They take him to go get his teeth cleaned at the dentist. He somehow convinces his dentist to like let him off the hook, and like the cops to be like, "Hey, let me go to my dentist by myself." So he goes to his dentist, changes into regular clothes, gets in a getaway car, drives to a motel, walks into this motel, shoots a guy that's taking a shower
With
like
no
5
silencer.
times. 5 times, like bah, 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 walks back to the car.
People are
goes
gonna love
back
hearing that on the radio.
Goes back to his dentist office and goes back to jail.
Yeah, so he goes on a prison leave to go to the dentist.
I
and
just
then,
explained it.
Yeah, but you were like laughing the whole time. I'm just saying. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So it was very strange. Was the dentist in on the hit? How like you'd think the cops would call the dentist to be like, "Oh, any problems with Mr. Gotti?" And the dentist would be like, "Oh, we never showed up. I don't know what happened." Then they know something was fishy, especially when he signed his name back in and he gave like this big winning Travolta smile.
Oh, and there was the woman like in the motel that was just like
There's a witness.
There was like a witness.
And she didn't do anything.
Literally, she could have just been not in the film.
She had no emotion either. She was
like,
just
huh?
Gotti? Is that John Gotti killing my husband?
Oh wow, God.
So funny. She was like, Gotti?
You do not get medical leave from prison to get your teeth cleaned. They have like a dentist that comes to you.
Yeah,
sure.
Maybe
prisons
in
have
like the 1980s, they were like, sure,
They
go
have
get your
hospitals.
teeth.
I've as someone who's never been to prison, like I don't
keep
know.
telling yourself that.
Keep telling myself that. Yeah, I don't know how it works, but I don't think they did the research for this movie.
Yeah.
I'd be hard pressed to find some evidence that they did. I would like to go on the open floor. We would like to get questions about the Gotti movie and about our thoughts and opinions on the entertainment industry as a whole, especially MoviePass Ventures, the company that helped produce the Gotti movie and bring it to the mainstream. What were they thinking? Why did it take?
Literally, MoviePass comes and busts down our doors, like, turn off this radio
They're not going to
station
do
now.
that. But
They're bankrupt now.
But please call 619-594-6982. That's 619-594-6982. We'd love to get some questions on here. This is Phillip Magin, Holden Lay, and Summer Newton. And we are not qualified for this, but we're trying our best.
Yeah.
So,
Also, yeah.
Just for background, if you don't know, MoviePass is like a service where for $30-something a month, you get like a pass to go to certain movie theaters and see unlimited movies. And MoviePass has like invested in 2 movies. American Animals, which actually looks pretty good and has an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes
And
right
Evan
now.
Peters is in it.
Shut up. And
Whoa.
I'm kidding, I love you. And then there's Gotti, which has 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I've never seen a movie hold this steady at 0 for a while.
It has a 58% audience score, though.
Okay, now that's my next point.
That's the next
That
point.
is very clear.
we need to talk about this.
That's clearly forged. Because there are 7,000... Okay, wait, you know about it. Talk about it.
Yeah. So basically, the reviews for like Avengers Infinity War, it got like 150 million or something. There's definitely like, I don't know like the exact number, but a lot of money. Avengers, I think, has like 1 billion or something like that. But basically, on a movie that got like $1 billion like dollars, just like in general,
in gross worldwide,
in gross, like there's only about 7,000 reviews for the Rotten Tomatoes, and it has like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes for audience score. Yeah. Gotti has maybe got 1 million, 1.5 million opening weekend.
Incredibles 2 got 120 times that.
Yeah, it has the same amount of reviews as an audience score as Avengers Infinity War does. So there's like a whole conspiracy that like MoviePass like bought reviews, and like a majority of the audience score like reviews are people that have only reviewed 2 movies, and they're both MoviePass movies.
Yeah,
and it's like, love this film.
Guys, it had a budget of $10 million, and it's been out since June 15th, and it has made $3.9 million. Yeah,
Travolta,
it is a.
The worst part is it made most of that opening weekend.
Right?
You think Travolta invested some of his own money in it?
No way.
I don't.
I feel like if he's like, gotta jumpstart my career.
Do you want to hear the creepiest bit of trivia I read?
Yes.
So to save money on the budget, because it only was $10 million, and that's
Not too bad, yeah.
really not a lot for a movie at all. And so, especially given all the locations, so John Gotti, John Travolta wore John Gotti's actual clothing for the movie.
Are you serious?
I think that's serious.
Disgusting.
And guess what? Travolta said while he was walking around in costume, he was wearing one of Gotti's ties, and he could smell John Gotti's cologne on the ties he was wearing.
What? That actually would be like a really great exercise for getting in character.
Yeah, that is insane
What
to
if
me.
John Travolta goes crazy and like, oh, someone's calling.
You don't have to call attention to it. I got it, but hello, welcome to Mainstage Mavericks.
Hello.
Is this the sus?
You tell me, son.
Oh my God!
You tell me.
I love you.
Thank you for calling in to Mainstage Mavericks. What are your questions for us?
Oh, where do I begin? Let's start with your day, bud. Let's start with all your days over there at Mainstage Mavericks.
Well,
how's it faring for you guys over there?
Let me give you some brief context. We've been discussing the Gotti movie starring John Travolta. And
oh, interesting topic indeed.
Did you see Gotti?
Have you seen Gotti?
No. But I'm very
Adam, I feel like you of all people would be the one to like go see it because you want to see it.
Who's that on the other end? Because I know Phil, you're there. I'm trying to recognize the voice.
Let's
on the
see if
other
you can
end.
recognize it. Hi, Adam. I loved Fulcrum.
name.
I loved
name.
making out with you.
Summer Newton and I'm Holden. I know you're never gonna guess it.
Oh, it's Summer. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, Adam, so like, what do you think of John Travolta? Honest answers.
I'm not the biggest fan. He's led an interesting life. I'll give him that. But just his acting style and everything about him is just so, like, I'd much rather do an impression of him than actually watch one of his movies. You know what I mean?
Well, I disagree with you on that, because I think that John Travolta is very hit or miss. I feel like he's got these very bravado performances and other performances where I think, okay, he got into the makeup chair and he decided from the very beginning, I'm going to do this particular thing for the entire shoot, and then I'm going to get the paycheck. So I don't know, because I see performances in Pulp Fiction, and I see performances in movies like Face Off, and I'm like, oh, those are great. And then I see like Old Dogs or like Wild Hogs, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
I literally forgot he was in
I think that building off that point, he's an actor who isn't good when he takes initiative. And what I mean by that is when he has great direction and he has somebody that's looking over his shoulder and telling him what to do, he's a brilliant actor. But as soon as he makes some choices of his own, that's when things start becoming a gamble. Like he wanted to make Battlefield Earth. And he said to Quentin Tarantino, hey, why don't you direct this with me? And Quentin looked him in the eyes and said, I love you, but I think we should see other people.
See, I didn't know that he reached out to Tarantino to co-direct it with him. I didn't know that.
He went to Quentin, and Quentin immediately, fled the country saying, I'll get back to you. No, I'll get back to you. Yeah. And he never got back to him.
Sorry, he didn't ask him to co-direct the movie. That'd be pretty strange if they did it together. But for this movie, Gotti, he was not directed by Quentin Tarantino or Steven Spielberg. Or any prominent directors. He was directed by Kevin Connolly, who is from the HBO series Entourage. This is his directorial debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
This is pretty crazy.
It's an interesting leap. There's a lot of variables here. All right. There's a lot of things in here that make me say, I really worry for, the production of this film, how it went down, who was affected by it, who will continue to be affected by it, whether I should call someone for help, that kind of deal. But I think with Gotti, it'll be interesting in the same way that Black Mass was interesting for me. I think that's how I want to break it down.
Totally agree with you. Yeah, thank you so much for calling, Adam.
Of course, bud. I'm available at any request, anytime.
Any request, anytime. Thank you
Bye,
so much.
Adam, I love you.
Goodbye, Summer. I love you too.
Mwah.
On that note...
Wait, no, hold on. Is Adam still on the line?
No, he literally hung up.
Oh, I was going to ask him to improvise a Seinfeld episode for us.
on that note, we are going to take a brief music break, and so don't go anywhere. This is Mainstage. Oh, actually, wait, no, we're getting another call.
Unbelievable.
We're getting another call. So
this is the best episode.
Hello, this is Mainstage Mavericks.
Oh, hi there. This is Ian Franklin.
Ian Franklin, hello. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm.
Yes.
Gotti had 3 illegitimate children. And I'm one of them.
Whoa. Oh my God,
Ian, this is so. What have you seen the movie?
Yeah, well, I only called because I question why the movie portrays my father as some kind of a criminal member.
Well, what are your thoughts on Gotti?
He was an honorable man.
Okay.
He kills people, dude.
Well, occasionally he had to take care of business.
Yeah, as one does when they're running a business. But see, the movie itself, it paints a very specific portrait of Gotti and the justice system, and it talks about how his son was incarcerated, repeatedly, and they went through 16 trials or something before he was eventually exonerated and released. And so, what do you think about that?
Well, I think his legitimate sons get all the attention. It's the illegitimates that don't.
So. You would like some attention then?
Yeah, I would have liked the writer to call some of the illegitimate sons and talk to them.
Well, but I don't think the writer knows about the illegitimate sons, because I feel like, when Gotti was with his Gumars and everything going around, I feel like, the illegitimate sons were kind of lost, or daughters, or whoever they were.
Well, we've all felt somewhat lost.
I agree with you, Ian Franklin. Wouldn't your name be Ian Gotti?
He's the bastard son.
But wouldn't he take the? I don't know.
No.
So what was your mom's name, Ian?
Cassandra.
Cassandra Franklin. So,
yeah.
so she was not Italian, I take it.
Well, she was in a New Jersey suburb, and that's where they met at a dance one night.
Is this what she told you?
That is what she told me, and I believe her.
I don't doubt you at all. I don't.
This must seem staged, but I swear to God, it's not.
Holden, please respect our caller. I really thank you for reaching out, because throughout the movie, do you feel like Kelly Preston playing the longtime wife of John Gotti, what do you think of her performance?
It was aight, but I would have liked to see Cassandra in the movie.
Yeah, I agree. I guess for that they only wanted to focus mainly on the immediate family, but I think there should be another Gotti movie. There should be another Gotti movie about the illegitimate children and about what John Gotti did and how it was wrong that he didn't reach out to them.
I wholeheartedly support that, and thank you for taking my call. And I think what you're doing is important as long as we get that message out.
Thank you so much for reaching out.
Bye, Ian.
I think Ian would be happy to know that the film actually paints his father John Gotti in like a very sympathetic light. This is a pro-mob movie without a doubt.
It is a pro-mob movie.
I mean, sorry.
Like all these mob movies do tend to end with, incarceration and all that, but in death, of course. But yeah, it paints John Gotti as, just an average guy, and he does some things.
Well, it cuts in historical footage of like New York citizens being interviewed, and they're like, Gotti, kept my neighborhood safe. He didn't kill innocent people like the mob.
There's similarities to John Gotti as like to Pablo Escobar, because like I don't agree with any of the things that they did to make their fortunes, but at the same time they were seen as like these Robin Hoods.
That's
where
the exact,
yeah, exactly, where it's like they helped the poor in a lot of ways, and so by getting the working class on their sides, they could rally behind the police and the politicians and to get their way, and so yeah, it's an interesting take on it. And I remember going on Facebook and seeing all these posts about the Gotti movie, and there were people that were actually from New York, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I remember going to John Gotti's fireworks parades like every year. Like he did that."
Was Pitbull playing?
And I think Pitbull was there, and they were like, "Oh my God, I remember Pitbull, and I remember all these great things."
Wait,
and
let me talk about the next best part of the film. So I think this guy was the guy that hit his kid in the that was driving. So we're sitting in the theater. It's like a scene's happening. Then all of a sudden, West End Girls by the Pet Shop Boys start playing.
Yeah, which was period, which worked.
It was West End Girls. Yeah. This guy was walking to his car. The intro of West End Girls was playing. We're like, oh my God, Grand Theft Auto 5. We love this strolling song. And we get over. They get in the car. They close the door. And I don't know if you guys know the song West End Girls, but basically listen to it if you don't know it. It basically goes dun, 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 and then the music starts. It went dun, 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 and the car that they got in exploded, and it went up in flames. It went dun, dun, explosion, they're dead.
It was kind of a crazy moment when that happened, you know?
Yes.
Just like...
This is West End Girls. Basically at that part. Wait, rewind it like 5 seconds, Phillip.
Rewind it 5 seconds?
Yes.
Are you checking the copyright laws right now?
So this is happening.
That's all I'm going to play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you can, I think, play up to 10 seconds.
Yeah, we basically did that.
We basically did 10 seconds.
But basically when done, 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 and at the last done for the music to like kick in, the car exploded.
I think you drilled that point into the ground.
Hey, I don't know if you guys heard this, but the car exploded.
There was it was crazy too because they used the song Come Undone by Duran Duran for like the entire song.
You were broken when they did that.
I love that song, and the fact that they played the entire song during this long montage sequence, and I was horrified. You know,
there was a lot of random montage sequences.
Yeah, there was a lot of like random stuff, but more on that after a quick commercial break. Right here on KCR, catch live calls of the Aztec baseball games this weekend and many more. Check GoAztecs.com to see the schedule of Aztec games that you can follow by tuning in. Listen live at KCRLive.com, Cox Cable 956, the TuneIn app, or AM 1610. Students with food insecurities who are in need of supplemental foods can take advantage of Associated Students' Food Pantry program. Stop by the second floor of the Student Union on Wednesdays or the Farmers Market on Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And I read the wrong ads, so Holden, I'm going to read some more ads. Is that okay with you?
Why wouldn't it be?
All right, head to newcenter.sdsu.edu/events to see many of the awesome events and opportunities available to SDSU students. Find events such as leadership workshops, movie nights, sports games, and career fairs. There is plenty to get involved in, so check out newcenter.sdsu.edu/events today. Make sure to follow KCR on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at KCR College Radio for weekly news and sports updates, as well as the latest giveaway opportunities. And on that brilliant note, we are back on Mainstage Mavericks.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey. So, Holden and Summer. Oh my, this was a mess of a movie.
Oh, that's putting it lightly, man.
This
was not a movie.
Here's the thing. I genuinely was like really entertained watching this, and I honestly think I would watch it again, but like it wasn't a good movie. It just wasn't.
I know, it was just
I was
it was
bored.
one of those movies that like
I was bored too.
It was bad. It
yeah,
wasn't
it was
funny.
I
it was
loved
not
it.
The Sopranos. It was bad.
I loved it because it was bad, but it wasn't even like. Here's the thing: The Room, because we keep comparing it to The Room.
The
Room
Room is
is
watchable.
funny because it's like it's so bad. There's like crazy scenes. Like it's just a wild experience that like wasn't meant to be a wild experience. And like Gotti wasn't meant to be a bad movie, obviously. But like it's not like crazy like The Room. Like yes, there are scenes where like there was 3 like really gory scenes where they kept shooting people and there was like a ton of blood. We were like, oh my god, like damn. But it wasn't like crazy. It was literally them being like talk. Every once in a while there'd be a gun. Every once in a while someone would yell and then just more talking.
Yeah, there was it was such a convoluted script, and let's just give a shout out to the people that made this movie, shall we?
Yes.
All right.
Let's expose them.
Directed by Kevin Connolly, produced by Randall Emmett, George Furla, Michael Frock, Mark Fiore, written by 2 people, Lem Dobbs and Leo Rossi. Leo Rossi is actually mostly an actor. He's a character actor with over 100 credits to his name, and he's 72. And then Lem Dobbs is 58, and he's a British-American screenwriter, and he's best known for the films Dark City and The Limey.
Haven't heard of any of them.
Never heard of
Honestly, yeah, it seems like there were capable people tied to this movie, and then just everything just kind of sank.
I think the thing that happens when a lot of people are making a film like this that turns out to be so bad and
It's
just
too many cooks in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you've sunk 20 or 10 million into it. You know, you're 5 million in. Nobody wants to admit that this movie is bad because what are you going to do? Tell MoviePass, who invested millions of dollars in this, that they're not going to get a film and that, you know, you're going to have to find a way to give them their money back? You have to make this movie.
I know. It's just such a it's such a crazy predicament they've gotten themselves in. And you know, we're lucky too because MoviePass has another movie, American Animals.
That
coming
actually
out
looks good.
I want to see it.
It does look
Because I
good.
love Evan Peters and he's in it. And the trailer is like a good trailer too.
That looks like a great film, to be honest.
It is, and I like that there's, it's cool too because they're all, they're all young actors in it, which is cool because, you don't really see that much. In the 80s, it seemed like a lot of these, coming of age films with teen casts, either like the Brat Pack or like other teen movies, it seemed like they made a lot of money and young people used to go to it. And now I guess like today's equivalent is like we've got Netflix.
And like the Marvel movies.
Yeah, so like, not a lot of like kids though, like a lot of like, a lot less people going to the movies because it's just so expensive.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
But also a lot of these like new coming of age films aren't good. Like they aren't good. Like I guess back in the 80s, it was like they were better. Yeah, I don't even know because like in a lot of these like 80s coming of age films, like they're still like as bad as the ones today. It's just nostalgic, I guess.
They age well.
I think it's nostalgic because because back then too, like not that many movies were made as much as today.
That's true.
Yeah, because back then it's like there were no like indie studios back then. It was all the major studios, and so when there was a teen film that was released, it was like the teen film, and so
like The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, so like
that was an iconic.
Like if our parents that were children in the 80s or not, I don't know, but like, they would go see these movies and they would, it was their thing. And so everyone knew them, everyone saw The Breakfast Club.
Our parents got The Breakfast Club. We got The Kissing Booth.
Yeah, we got The Kissing Booth, 13 Reasons Why. We got all these interesting
you
little
about
ditties.
13 Reasons Why on every episode of your show?
No, this is only the second time.
Okay, The Kissing Booth though. Ugh.
The Kissing Booth. Yeah, there was this Netflix movie. I'm honestly gonna say I liked The Kissing Booth.
I liked it.
It was entertaining. It was cute.
It was certainly.
It was cute. Were there some issues with maybe like the men? I guess.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Was it a bad movie? Yeah. Did I enjoy watching it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was just like
I've literally seen a movie 3 times and like I still die laughing at it. Not even there's like jokes in this movie. I didn't laugh at those. I laughed at the parts where it was like meant to be like this is a movie, and I was dying of laughter.
I watched this movie recently. It's called Set It Up on Netflix, and it's where these two people set up their bosses to like date, and so like their assistants to their bosses. Lucy Liu and Taye Diggs. It's a good movie. Like, is it amazing? No, but it's just like a fun movie. It's just like a fun movie that you watch on like a morning, like eating breakfast. I don't know.
That's like Tag.
Oh my god, Tag was so good. We saw Tag, and like we honestly went in expecting it to be like a bad, just like comedy that was like, oh, they just made this movie, like famous people are in it. It was actually like funny. Like the plot was good.
Good writing.
Yeah, good writing. It actually like had a plot. So like there was parts where
plots
I was
are good. Plots are good. Gotti could have used a plot.
Yeah. No, because there's so many comedy movies that just don't have a plot, and they tried. Also, what I really liked about Tag is it wasn't overly.
You're jumping around.
No, but I was expecting Tag to have like some like overly like sexual innuendos or humor. There honestly wasn't. There wasn't like was the one part where they showed like Hannibal Buress' butt, but that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't like those guy comedies where like there's like women
and
that
I
are
honestly
naked running
was
around.
expecting it to like do that, and it didn't. And I was like, I actually really like this movie.
We saw 10 minutes of Baywatch at someone's house, and it was like awful. It was all innuendo the whole time.
That was
for
terrible,
no reason.
and we had a specific friend that was laughing the entire time.
I hope she's not listening.
Yeah, she really loved Baywatch. And it was funny too because everybody left, and it was at my girlfriend's house, and so we ended up.
Who's your girlfriend?
Evie Perez, and so we ended up. So we were sitting on the couch and we were watching the movie, and everyone had to leave because like whatever reason. So we were just watching the movie, and it came down to me, Evie Perez, and Jake Goldfarb just sitting there watching the movie, and then everyone fell asleep except for Jake Goldfarb, and so Jake Goldfarb just like watched the movie alone. And
but the weird part is he hated it like more than anybody else.
Yeah, but he like had his eyes like fixated on the screen.
He couldn't
like,
look away.
He had to figure out.
Can I be honest? Zac Efron's not attractive at all, and I think he's a terrible actor.
You don't think he's attractive?
I don't think he's attractive like at all. I never thought he was. I was always into Corbin Bleu in High School Musical.
All right, if you disagree with Summer and want to challenge her, please call 619-594-6982. That's 619-594-6982.
But here's the thing, I acknowledge that he is like an attractive person, but I just don't find him attractive.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like if I saw him in person, I'd probably be like, "Oh my god, he's so hot." Like that's the way I always felt about
So isn't that the way you see him on the screen?
No,
Is that not in person?
I don't know. Like it's hard to explain, but like if I saw Zac Efron like walking down the street, I'd be like, "Oh, that guy is hot." But then like in the Hollywood sense, I don't find him that attractive.
What you're saying is that for a normal guy, he's attractive, but in the grand scheme of like, actors, male actors who are, always beautiful, he's not.
Who do you think is like who's your like perfect?
Oh, I have so many.
All right, name like 3.
Hugh Jackman.
I agree with Hugh Jackman.
I love him.
He's old.
No, he's not.
He's got to be like 50.
He's an old timer.
He might be. I don't know. I love
Definitely
him.
50.
I think he's like early 50 or like late 40s.
Okay, John Hamm.
John Hamm's so
Come on,
hot.
John Hamm is beautiful.
He's so hot. Oh my god. Also, I used to
Hugh Jackman's 49.
Okay, so late 40s, early 50s.
That is literally 50.
Pretty
Come on,
much.
Are we gonna
50.
split hairs here?
50's the new 40 though.
I guess. Also, I used to think Benedict Cumberbatch was like so ugly. I never found him attractive. Then because Doctor Strange is like my favorite Avenger, and when the movie came out, I was like, oh, gotta watch it. And I watched it, I was like, actually, I kind of like Benedict Cumberbatch. And then I watched Sherlock, and I was like, honestly, he's kind of attractive. But he's not like in my top 3.
I think he looks like a fish.
Like, he's ugly from angles, and then he's attractive from angles. It all depends on the angle.
I can see that. Like when I first heard of Benedict Cumberbatch, I was like, oh god, like why do people think he's so good looking? He's
I
like
think
weird
honestly
looking.
his voice is really attractive.
His voice, I love his voice.
yeah,
I want
yeah.
him on the radio show just to listen to his
What
voice
if he did
for
it?
an hour.
You just emailed him and he was like, I'm on my way.
I mean, he lives in like London, I'm pretty sure.
Benedict Cumberbatch should do ASMR.
I'm surprised. Cumberbatch is actually in my back pocket right now.
It's a lot. Pulls out Cumberbatch.
Also, Tom Hiddleston is really
I'm
hot.
Smaug.
Oh, I just watched Desolation of Smaug like 2 nights ago with my dad, and he was like, "Wow, that dragon's voice was really cool."
Dude, I fell asleep during that movie.
I loved it. I loved it better than the first one. I
Me
thought
too.
Desolation of Smaug was an improvement.
So good.
You know, Stephen Colbert is a cameo.
Yeah,
in it.
I saw it. Of course. Of
Where?
course.
Wait, what does Stephen Colbert do?
In the part where they're like running like
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know who
in
Stephen
the
Colbert
part-
is in the movie.
In the
Oh, he's a
part
cameo.
where
He
they're,
just
like,
plays a random guy.
You know the part where like the guy who was Gaston was like running away, like, son, go hide this bow, and his son's like hiding when they're like running, and the like guards are coming to find them.
In Beauty and
Stephen
the
Colbert's
Beast?
one of them. Yeah, he played Gaston.
We're talking about
Yeah,
the Hobbit.
no, I know the guy in the Hobbit that was not like the other guy, the tall guy, the one that like took all the dwarves into his house.
Richard Armitage? or
No,
whatever?
the guy that took the guy into
Oh,
his...
Luke Evans?
Yes, he played Gaston, and he was in The Hobbit.
Yes, we know that, but
I
we're
don't know
talking about
his-
Stephen
no.
Colbert.
No, I know. I'm saying when Luke Evans' character was running, that's where Stephen Colbert like was. That was
Yeah,
Stephen
he had an
Colbert's
eye
cameo.
patch, and he like looked around.
Yeah.
And,
I'm just going to
yeah.
tell you I know what scene you're talking about, so you stop talking about it.
All right, moving on. We got about 10 minutes left. And so 619-594-6982. That's 619-594-6982. Please call us in. That'd be fun. We'd love to talk to you. Love to chat. How you doing? Doing pretty well. Holden?
I am doing
pretty well?
incredibly. I'm
That's
having a
good.
great time. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
That's good. Movie Pass Ventures. Oh, man, oh, man.
It's a good thing they didn't put all their eggs in the Gotti basket, because they would
Heyo.
be literally bankrupt.
Hey, yo.
You have like sound effects?
Also, on my Gotti notes, I have a note that you told me to write down, but I forget the note. $50 surcharge. Do you remember that line?
I don't know what that means.
Because you were like, you have to write that down, Summer.
Oh my god. This is like a
Also,
Brazilian football
The best
game.
line. We didn't even discuss.
It's the
That's-
boss.
no.
That's a different
Turn the lights.
That's a different kind of air horn.
Okay, it's loud. Holden, let's talk about the best line in the film.
Which is?
The bus line.
We can't say that.
Okay,
can say
so what happens is Gotti threatens this guy, and he says he wants to shove up a bus up his butt.
He goes, I'm gonna park
No.
park a bus up your butt, sideways.
Yeah,
And then it cuts to a montage.
yeah.
Of course. Gotti at its core is like vignettes tied together by a montage with no plot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there will be no one, not another guy like me for 5,000 years. That should be on my placard for the show.
There won't be another
I wish
movie.
Gotti would have
like
come
this.
out before I graduated, so that could have been my senior quote. Holden, please make that your senior quote.
Nobody has seen the movie. Everybody would be like,
But
"Who's
it
this
would be
loser?"
so funny.
Wait, no, because people would read
Nobody
it.
will get the reference.
Yeah, people will read it and be like, "Look at this narcissist."
Yeah.
But then you could put from Gotti, like Gotti.
John Gotti.
I'm not quoting a murderer in my
Me
yearbook.
quotes John Gotti. in my
Let me
senior
look up.
quote.
Let's look up John Gotti quotes really quick.
Oh please!
I want to see if this is a real quote that he said. He said, "I never lie because I don't fear anyone. You only lie when you're afraid. Always be nice to bankers. Always be nice to pension fund managers." God, it was boring.
I feel like
in-
John Gotti definitely said those things.
In the movie, I'll keep it clean. John Travolta says, I never tell the truth. If I had I would rob a church and I'd have the steeple, stuck inside me and I'd like sticking out my butt and I'd still lie about it."
Yeah.
Is
Oh
what
my
he
god,
says.
I love that. And
That
his son- Oh wait, we didn't even talk about his son in the bar fight when his son went to prison.
Okay. Yes. Actually, did we?
No, basically his son first of all got at the beginning of the movie. His like oldest son gets suspended for fighting, and John
Suspended for
Travolta
military
as Gotti,
school.
yeah, comes in and he's like, "You are fighting? Good. I've taught you well. You know when to fight." And we were all just like,
And
"Oh my god!"
So his son kills a man in a bar fight
By punching
accident.
him.
And Gotti comes in, he's like, "This is gonna loom over you your whole life." Cut to the next scene. Everybody's older. Kid is not in prison. He's like, "The cops are gonna find you." Nothing happens to him. He killed a man. His son killed a man in cold blood.
Yeah, and John Travolta made a huge deal about it, and then nothing happened. And then, yeah, and so basically, yeah.
But, yeah.
That happened. And, it's just like, okay.
Also,
okay.
his son got arrested and then like didn't. Was he on bail or did he go to jail?
He did not go to jail. He was awaiting trial.
He was waiting trial, but he was in jail
Yes.
the whole time.
Mhm.
Like, they refused to post bail for him.
Mm-hmm. And then I think, since this is like the end of the show, let's talk about the end of the movie. Basically, John Gotti is dying of cancer, and he's like on his deathbed, and he's like, "Don't pull the plug." No, this guy comes in, like this random guy comes in, and he's like, "What do I do?" And then the doctor's like, "You could pull the plug," and then someone's calling.
Stop saying that when people call. Oh my god. Anyway, here's Summer.
Hi.
How you do?
Hello?
Hi, is this Ian Franklin again?
No, this is Miles Blue. I think I know you folks.
Oh my god,
Oh, hey Miles. Hey, we had some really weird callers today.
Yeah, a couple weird dudes.
Adam Sussman, who's that?
Yeah, that's kind of odd. Hey, I just wanted to say, if anyone is looking for a less violent movie, there's this great documentary I just saw today. It's the Mr. Rogers documentary.
Oh,
Won't you be my neighbor?
I've been wanting
Yeah.
to see that.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Yeah, I just wanted to
Won't
tell you
you
guys
be
it's
mine?
Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, good talking to you guys.
All right,
Bye,
good talk.
Miles. Have fun
Good
at
talk.
dance.
And that was Miles Blue. Thank you so much for joining us again, Miles.
But
Again, what do you mean?
Never mind.
But yeah, the movie basically ends with John Gotti dying. They put his body in a body bag, and then the ending line, the classic line.
You already talked about that.
I know, but we have to say it one more time because it's the end of the movie.
You'll never see another guy like me if
you
you live to be 5,000.
He walks off, and then Pitbull starts playing.
Pitbull played in the credits.
Pitbull also
to be
like made the soundtrack.
whole album.
He made the
You made
whole
an
album.
entire album for this movie. An entire album. I cannot understand it.
Honestly, why did Pitbull like not promote Gotti? If I was Pitbull, I'd be like, go see Gotti.
I'm not sure.
He's ashamed. Do you
What
think
if the
God
mob
hides
paid
because
Pitbull
he
to
lives
make-
in fear of what he's created?
Why did Pitbull make a Gotti album? That's the
No,
biggest
album
question.
for Gotti. Because I don't think because he didn't make any new songs.
It's a concept album about
No, he
John
did
Gotti's life.
did make new songs.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
But you
Okay,
wouldn't
sorry.
you wouldn't know it from seeing the movie because they used Fireball.
Yeah. Fireball.
Yeah, we know how the song goes.
Can you stop bullying me? Oh my god.
Summer's been bullied on this show.
I have.
Because
Call in if you guys
started.
are
I
gonna
just
be
love
bullied.
I just love it when she's like, "Ooh, someone's calling," and I'm like,
What
"I'm
is-
getting the phone."
He's like, Summer, I get it!
Wait, what is the thing you say at the start of every sentence?
Hi?
This is one of these songs from the Gotti movie.
Is it? You made sure it wasn't explicit.
Wait,
right?
copyright.
What?
I don't think they're gonna copyright this. I think they're like, you can just have it, dude.
I stopped playing it because it's explicit, so don't want to get in trouble with the feds. So yeah,
the FBI is here.
The FBI. Well, we're nearing close to the end of our time here, and so I just wanted to say, it was a pleasure seeing the movie with you guys, though, because
it was so much fun.
I did want to see it, and
we saw Jeremy.
We did.
Jeremy Sewell,
a little bit of context. We saw this guy Jeremy Sewell, who used to be the stage the tech guy.
Technician.
He was
That's
he was
Candy
the
Crest Academy.
What is the official title?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Teacher.
Yeah, it's been such a long time. But yeah, so he was there, which was really cool. It's always good to run into old friends. There's a playlist called Pitbull's House Party on Spotify, and it's literally the album image is a picture of him mixing drinks, and he's looking at himself in a mirror. So that's pretty cool.
Have you guys heard the new Drake album?
Scorpion?
I hate Drake. He has a ghostwriter, dude.
You hate Drake?
He obviously...
Everyone knows he has a ghostwriter.
I don't listen to people who write or don't write their own music.
Really? Okay, next time you ever listen to any pop song, I'm gonna be like, Holden, you hypocrite.
I only love my bed and my mama. Sorry.
So do you listen to Dr. Dre?
No.
You don't?
I don't just sit and listen to Dr. Dre.
Oh, he definitely probably does.
He does. He's got like 7 ghostwriters.
Oh, doesn't he like very infamously have a ghostwriter?
Well, like all these rappers have ghostwriters.
Yeah. I don't think.
I think Eminem probably has had 1 or 2.
I don't listen to Eminem.
You know how hard it is to write like a full album of rap songs?
But I genuinely believe that Kendrick Lamar writes his own music.
I think he does too.
He calls out Drake in a song for having a ghostwriter.
But isn't it because people like does Drake say he writes his own stuff?
Well, he doesn't say he doesn't.
Okay.
It's deniability.
Okay.
Well, we look on.
Because it'd be different if Drake was like, I write all my stuff. I write all my songs.
Well, he doesn't give other people.
Okay, well, actually, that's not true because for the song "God's Plan," according to the Wikipedia page, Aubrey Graham, which is Drake, is one of the writers, and then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 other writers.
I stand corrected.
So that means, that could mean though that Drake. So he does give credit, but when that has like 5 writers, that means like he probably did a little bit, and then they did the rest. We don't know. Did he come up with the thing?
But
line.
Ghostwriters, you don't have to give ghostwriters
She said,
credit.
"Do you love me?" I tell her only partly.
I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry.
And apparently that's referencing his son, Mabed.
I can't believe he has a son. Pusha T.
Did you know
my
that?
mind was just blown.
Did you say a bad word?
No, Pusha T.
Oh, okay.
I've been so good.
Me too. I'm honestly shocked that I haven't swore.
None of you guys have cursed.
If you guys
on the
know
show.
me in person, you know that every other word out of my mouth is a swear. So this has been really stressful for me.
Well, do you want to shout out your Instagrams?
Summer.Newton at Instagram.com.
I don't know what my Instagram is.
It's SUMMER.NEWTON.
I think you're Holden Lay or something.
The scientist.
Well, anyway, this is please follow at Mainstage Mavericks on Instagram and Facebook. Follow at Phillip Magin. Please go like our Facebook page at Mainstage Mavericks. Follow KCR College Radio at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you so much for joining us today, Holden and Summer.
Love you guys.
Yeah, love you.
Love you guys.
Have a good day, everybody.